If you were told a Real Madrid fan before the season began that José Mourinho's first league victory back at the club would be rescued by Carlos Espí, they probably would have asked you the same question. Who?
Do you know what? It had to be Carlos Espí in a way.
Yes.
21-year-old from Levante, a guy who rescued them from relegation last season, and he comes on and scores the goal. He's the one genuine out-and-out centre-forward they have.
And boy, did they need him in the end, Ali.
Because Madrid already had one of the most dangerous goal scorers in Spain.
Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo's running free, might come from Mbappe, Kylian Mbappe, 2-0.
And after 2 years without a major trophy, Mourinho returned with one clear objective: build a team capable of taking control of Spain again. But there was still a problem. When opponents defended deep, crowded Madrid's biggest stars, and removed the space behind, the attack could become predictable. Mbappe and Vinicius wanted room to accelerate, but La Liga's most cautious teams had no intention of giving it to them. And then came the signing almost nobody expected: Carlos Espí. A 21-year-old, 1.94-metre centre-forward from Levante signed for a reported €25 million after scoring 11 La Liga goals from only 13 starts. Then arrived across the final 13 match days, helping Levante survive and earning Espí both March Player of the Month and La Liga's Best Under-23 award. But the goals were only part of the attraction. Mourinho has always valued forwards who can occupy centre-backs and provide a direct outlet. Drogba did it at Chelsea, Milito did it at Inter, Higuain and Adebayor gave him different versions of it during his first spell in Madrid. Espí is nowhere near those players yet, but his height, 56.1% aerial duel success rate, and penalty box movement provide the same kind of tactical function. So what exactly has Mourinho found? Is Espí simply a useful substitute, or has Mourinho added the one profile capable of making an already frightening attack even harder to defend? Carlos Espí was not one of the names dominating the transfer market. He was not being presented as another Galactico, and until last season, many supporters outside Spain had probably never watched him play. Yet Real Madrid made him their fifth signing of the summer, handing him a contract until June 2031. From the outside, the move looked sudden, but Madrid had been watching him for approximately 2 years. Carlos Espí Escriva was born in Tavernes de la Valdigna, Valencia on July 24, 2005. He began playing for his hometown club at 6, moved to Alzira in 2020 and joined Levante's academy 2 years later. His development accelerated quickly. Espí made his Atletico Levante debut in November 2023 and scored on his first senior start 10 days later. By February 2024, he was making his Levante first-team debut against Racing Ferrol. His first professional goal followed in May during a 2-2 draw with Alcorcon. The following season gave him regular senior football. He scored 6 goals in 36 league appearances as Levante won the Segunda División and returned to La Liga. Those were promising numbers, but nothing that immediately suggested Madrid would soon spend around €25 million on him. His introduction to the top division was difficult as well. Espí made his La Liga debut against Barcelona in August 2025, but initially played mainly as a substitute. His first league goal did not arrive until January, in a 3-0 victory away to Sevilla. So we cannot pretend he entered La Liga and immediately dominated. He didn't. What happened during the second half of the season changed his career. Levante extended his contract until 2028 in February. 3 days later, he scored both goals in a 2-0 victory over Alaves. Then he found the net against Girona and Rayo Vallecano before producing another brace in a 4-2 win over Real Oviedo. Espí scored 10 goals across the final 13 match days. He finished with 11 league goals from 25 appearances despite starting only 13 matches and playing 1,333 minutes. He also scored twice in the Copa del Rey, giving him 13 goals in all competitions. The underlying numbers explain why his form attracted Madrid. Espí attempted 57 shots in LaLiga, approximately 3.8 per 90, and put 24 on target. His rate of 0.74 goals per 90 was almost identical to his non-penalty expected goal rate. In simple terms, he was not relying on spectacular finishes from unlikely positions. He was consistently reaching areas where goals are normally scored. A large part of that comes from movement. Espí positions himself between centre-backs, waits for them to look towards the ball, and then attacks the space they have stopped watching. He looks for deliveries across the 6-yard box, but he also anticipates blocked shots, rebounds, and loose touches. Most of his finishes require very few contacts because the movement has already created the chance.
But I would be careful about reducing him to a tall striker who waits inside the box. Real Madrid already had pace and individual quality. Mbappé could attack the space behind a defense. Vinicius could isolate fullbacks. Endrick offered explosive movement and direct shooting. Bellingham could arrive from midfield, while Arda Güler could create from deeper or wider positions. Madrid did not need Espí to reproduce those qualities. They needed a fixed central reference. That becomes valuable against La Liga opponents prepared to defend with a narrow back four or back five. Those teams will concede possession, remove space behind their defensive line, and try to force Madrid into crossing from less dangerous areas. Espí changes the potential value of those crosses. When he occupies the centre-backs, one of them cannot step towards Mbappé as freely. If two defenders concentrate on stopping Espí in the air, space can open for Bellingham or a far-side winger. Madrid can also play directly into him when their possession becomes slow, allowing him to protect the ball and connect with runners. That is why calling him only a plan B may be too restrictive. He can enter late against tired defenders, but he could also start centrally and allow Mbappé to operate from the left or close to a recognised number 9. Vinicius could receive more one-on-one opportunities, while Madrid's fullbacks would have a genuine target for their crosses. Madrid had reportedly explored signing Espí for Castilla in 2024. The move didn't happen, but remaining at Levante may have helped him. Instead of playing reserve football, he experienced a promotion campaign and then learned to score inside a struggling La Liga attack where chances were limited. Madrid continued watching. When Gonzalo Garcia prepared to join Fulham, the club returned for a different centre-forward profile. Despite reported interest from Brighton, Madrid completed the deal on 30th July.
The clubs did not officially disclose the fee, although multiple reports placed it at the value of Espí's €25 million release clause. He signed until 2031, and Levante described the move as the largest sale of an academy-developed player in their history. Madrid were betting on a striker tall enough to compete with centre-backs, intelligent enough to create chances through movement, and productive enough to score 11 La Liga goals from only 13 starts. Still, it was a bet built largely on one explosive half-season. Espí had never played in European competition, he had only 13 La Liga starts, and had never experienced the pressure attached to every appearance for Real Madrid. The tactical idea made sense. Whether Espí was ready to execute it at Madrid was another question. The club announced his signing on 30th July. Carlos Espí had almost no time to settle in Madrid. He trained with his new teammates the following day, and on 1st of August, Mourinho introduced him during the second half of a 2-2 pre-season draw with Fiorentina. Espí had been a Real Madrid player for only 2 days and had completed one training session. Mourinho kept his instructions simple: stay inside the penalty area, bring direct passes under control, and attack the available space. That gave us an immediate picture of his role. Madrid did not need Espí dropping into midfield for extra touches. They wanted him occupying the centre-backs, providing a direct target and staying close to the areas where chances usually develop. His first goal arrived in Madrid's second friendly, a 2-1 victory over Ferencváros.
He then played 45 minutes without scoring against Deportivo La Coruña before finding the net again in a 3-0 win over Schalke. 2 goals in 4 pre-season appearances was a strong return for a striker learning a new system with almost no preparation. The performances also showed why his role could work in a team filled with creators. Espí did not constantly move towards the ball just to become involved. He competed for direct passes, used his body against defenders, and kept returning to central positions inside the penalty area. That discipline matters at Madrid.
Pre-season gave Mourinho an encouraging first look at that idea. The opening league match against Espanyol showed why Madrid might need it. Madrid started well at the RCDE Stadium. Jude Bellingham headed in an Arda Güler delivery after 9 minutes, but Alex Calatrava equalised around the 30-minute mark. The match became increasingly uncomfortable from there. Madrid controlled possession and created opportunities, but their attack lacked consistent rhythm. Mbappe and Vinicius were still working their way back to full sharpness after returning late from their post-World Cup breaks. Espanyol defended with greater numbers around their penalty area and gradually removed the space Madrid's quickest attackers wanted to exploit. Mourinho responded by adding different attacking profiles. Marc Cucurella and Yan Diomande entered before Espí was introduced with approximately 10 minutes remaining. His first important action was not the goal. Espí received a direct pass with his back to the defence, protected the ball and laid it into Mbappe's path. Mourinho specifically mentioned the moment after the match because it demonstrated another part of the striker's value. When Madrid cannot play through a compact defence, they can play into Espí. He can secure the first pass and allow Mbappe, Bellingham or Vinicius to attack the next action facing the goal. Then came the decisive moment. In the 90th minute, Mbappe drove into the penalty area but lost control before he could shoot. Espí had already moved into the space between Espanyol's defenders. He reacted to the loose ball first and finished with his right foot to give Madrid a 2-1 victory. The goal looked simple, but simple goals usually depend on difficult decisions being made early.
It was the same penalty box instinct that had carried him to 11 league goals for Levante. Only now, instead of waiting for limited chances in a struggling side, he had Madrid's attacking talent creating situations around him. So I am not going to take one goal against Espanyol and declare Carlos Espí an elite striker. The reason LaLiga should pay attention is more practical. Madrid now have a 1.94-metre centre-forward who can occupy defenders, challenge for crosses, protect direct passes and react quickly inside the penalty area. He gives Mourinho a way to change the structure of a match without removing Madrid's most dangerous players. Espí does not need to replace Mbappe or Vinicius to become important. He only needs to help Madrid win the matches their usual attacking approach cannot unlock. Against Espanyol, he needed 10 minutes.